Okay, my name is James Williams Jr. and this is part 3 of my journey. So I posted up some videos, or they will be posted rather. By the time you see this video, the other two will probably be posted, and if not, between tonight and tomorrow, you will definitely see them up. So I started getting into this filming business in the year 2000. I was 27 years old. My first movie was called Fallen Dragons. My second movie, if I'm remembering it correctly, and I could be wrong for sure, my second movie, I'm pretty sure it was The Dragon's Breath, but I'm not sure, because it might have been The Cleanup. No, it definitely wasn't The Cleanup. So it had to be A Clone Affair. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went from Fallen Dragons to A Clone Affair to Path of Ascension to The Cleanup, and then Guardians of the Earth webisodes. And now I did have an opportunity to do somebody else's stuff prior to some of the things I just named. And so, you know, being in this business for almost 20 years and getting nothing, I mean, like literally getting nothing, is a royal pain in the ass. I have not quit. I have not given up. But I will tell you that is the hard part. The easy part is just to quit, take my ball, and go home. And since I'm already at home, that's kind of not that difficult. In this journey started really probably about 1996. Because I was starting to go to college, and I really wanted to be a police officer. So prior to some stuff that was about to go down, I really wanted to be a police officer. And prior to my family pretty much shattering my dreams because of some bad choices they made. Not bad choices I made, which is why I'm going to school now for police science and criminal justice, because I love justice. And in my heart of hearts, I really wanted to be a cop. And now that I'm 46, or at least I will be 46, probably by the second time that this is aired or watched, I really lost my love for justice, because the law and the justice are two different things. I love justice, but I learned that the law and justice are definitely not the same entity. They pretty much go hand in foot, but justice is blind. And sometimes the law is too. So I got into martial arts really young, and I got really good at it. Really, really good. I didn't really know how good I was until I hurt my father, which is what led me to this moment. So my dad, I told you guys this story a couple of videos back. My dad snuck up on me, and I elbowed him as fast as I fucking could. And my stepmom was like, "Damn, James, you really ought to get into movies." And ever since then, I've been chasing that dream. God rest her soul. God rest my father's soul. God rest my surrogate father's soul. And when the studio came to Petersburg, the dream was like this close. It was like that close. And what had happened was really simple. I started focusing on that. I'm still in college, and I was going to college for performing arts. And I think I just failed Spanish or something. And the teacher was from Spain, and she thought I was Mexican. And I had to break it down to her and tell her, that's kind of racist. I'm not Mexican. I am of Cherokee descent, and I am of black and white descent. She's like, "Oh, I did not know. I just thought you were Mexican." And I was like, "Yeah, you need some culture." So moving away from that, the studio was coming to Petersburg, and I said to myself, okay, I don't have to save up money to move to California to fail there when I can just fail right here, which I have successfully done. I have successfully failed at acting a fuck ton times. And the reason why I can say that is because every casting call I went to, I was never picked. It was either you are too short, you're not big enough, or you're not racially what we're looking for. Because being mixed, no one really was looking forward to mixed people having jobs, I guess. So thank you, Rock, for opening some doors. I wish they'd open some doors for me, but for some mixed people, it's like, boom, we got it. And for me, it's always been, we kind of know what you are, buddy. No. So between that and going to school, I realized two things. One, all the acting schools in the world doesn't mean I'm going to get a job. Yeah, go figure. I recently learned that all the YouTube and social media in the world also doesn't mean you're going to get a job, because everybody and their mama now knows martial arts. No. So that's been a really big kick in the ass there. So when I started this journey, I never thought that I wouldn't have gotten at least one door open. Because once the studio came to Petersburg with all the promises of Hollywood East, I thought, hey, my dad has health problems. My mom has health problems. There's a movie studio in Virginia. Win-win, man. I don't have to move to California. I can get a job there, and I'll be able to make my acting career and my dreams come true. Yeah, that didn't happen. Anyway, moving on. There's not a whole lot of animosity towards me. Don't believe that. I'm actually very pissed off. But anyway, that being said, yes, I just pulled the Deadpool. The thing about that was, what doesn't kill you supposedly makes you stronger. Or makes you angry as hell. And makes you want to hurt people really badly. However, those are not threats. Those are just facts. So, along the way, I gained some things. I lost some things. I gained more things. I lost more than I gained. So, when I met the girl that should have been my love of my life, should have been the girl that married me, should be the girl that I had kids with, which I don't have kids, and you can't make anybody love you. Everything started to go to hell from right then and there with the words, "You can't come see me no more. Relationships are overrated." Outside of that, our relationship was almost perfect. And I say almost perfect because we weren't cheating, we didn't have disrespect for each other or parents, and it just ended. And it was her doing, not mine. And she went as far as to make sure that if I so much as contact her, it's against the law. So, go figure. I dedicated a couple of my episodes to her from, you see the other video, you'll see the clips that I put up from, Guardians of the Earth. So I dedicated it to her. That was like before we broke up, because the stuff was finished, and then I gave it to my boy Bruce Johnson to take it with him to Alabama to put the special effects in. He got mugged, my shit got stolen. That's the end of that part of the journey. So I've been fighting for almost 20 years to get all the stuff that you will see in my other videos back up. So I have to get a hard drive, I have to get everything back, and I have to go old school because I don't know how to use this damn thing right here other than the webcam to log capture and comply and all the other stuff that comes with it. So I'm going to learn this computer before I die, but for all medicinal purposes, I'm going to put all my shit up old school because I actually know how to do that, and I can probably cut it better there and do the things I need to do, and I'm going to have time to do that. I hope to have my hard drive before that, but somebody went to Miami. Anyway, much love, CLS. Anyway, so as the dream progressed, I roped a lot of people into this dream, so I apologize to all of you, everyone from Fallen Dragons, everyone from Dragon's Breath, everyone from any project that you've been in with me, because I have failed you greatly. So for that, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. It didn't work the way I thought it would work because I thought it would be easy. Having a studio in Virginia, you would think that it would be easy. Then I also didn't know about like YouTube until like a year after, and that year came after Dragon's Breath, I think, because I had filmed 2 things and didn't know YouTube existed. So the plan was to just put the shit on Facebook. Excuse me. The plan was to put the shit on MySpace before Facebook overtook MySpace. You see, social media kind of screwed me up there. And so when I learned about YouTube, I got a YouTube channel called Kung Fu Havoc #1. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just put everything there. And then Google bought YouTube, and I didn't have a Google account. And I couldn't get back into Kung Fu Havoc #1. That's why we have Kung Fu Havoc #2. So, as you can see, everything in my life has just gone any which way but the right way. Alright? So that's why I'm making this video. Because my journey, if you watch the other 2 videos, the journey has not been easy. It has not been easy. I think about quitting all the time. All the time. But as many of actors like Chris O'Donnell and them say, you will get 1,000 no's before you ever get a yes. And if you're blessed enough to get that yes, you probably should take it because you might not get any other yeses. So I'm still waiting for my yeses. But anyway, moving on. I think the hardest part of acting isn't proving that you can act. Actually, the hardest part of acting is getting discovered. Because a lot of actors have just been blessed. And I know that I'm going to need more training for acting, for learning like when to speak, when not to speak, my lines that I can't remember. That's why I'm an improv specialist, because I have had professional acting training. I had acting in high school my senior year. I had acting in college for at least 1 year, and I've done one play for the city of Charlottesville where I played Peter Fawcett, and everything they made me read was like not legit. So then on the day that I had to do the play for the 3 days, my acting instructor, Mr. Ruff, I thank you, came back and gave me a new script of everything that was legit. So he had to do some serious fact checking, and then I had an hour to learn the shit that I needed to learn. And that was not easy. This is how I learned that I suck at lines. But I pulled through. I got good reviews. But they never asked me back. But I got good reviews. I read the damn thing and said, Mr. Williams actually did pretty good as Mr. Fawcett. And I guess it might have been the fact that Mr. Fawcett was not mixed. And people don't know that Mr. Fawcett was all black. And I didn't think that it would matter because I had a hat on the whole time that no one could tell that I was mixed, because I'm tan, I'm dark. I'm not my true color, high yellow. So that was like things I was getting into, and I was like, I can make a living doing this shit? Cool. But here's where acting takes a left turn. If you're going to do theater, not only do you need to be good, you need to be great. Yeah. I am not that. Theater is not going to happen here. I can't sing. I'm not going to say I can't act, but I am going to say I can't remember a lot of shit. So if I have like a small role in Julius Caesar, I hope I'm the old blind guy in the back. Caesar, beware of the Ides of March. Because I can remember that. I read Caesar in high school. Twice. Once for Sir Mr. Strong. Anyway, if you're going to do acting, you need to have thick skin, because you're going to get a lot of no's. I went to hundreds of casting calls here, from the age of 25 to like 35, 36. And I kept getting no every time. Every time. There was no way I could ever get a yes. If they weren't making a movie about Mexicans or Native Americans, there was no way in hell I was getting a yes. And even then, I couldn't get to the New World with Colin Farrell and Christian Bale and whatever the girl name who played Pocahontas was, because where they were having it, I didn't have a ride at the time to get there. And when you don't have a ride, you just don't have a ride. That's not an excuse. That was a fact. I just could not get there. If you can't get there, you miss on an opportunity. If you miss on an opportunity, that could have been the opportunity that could have changed my life. So every time I had a casting call, boom, James is at the casting call. And I never got a SpongeBob card or whatever other card they were using at the time. And all the other kids were just getting these cards left and right, left and right. People who didn't look half as good as me. Left and right, left and right. I went to the John Casablanca ones. I went to the other ones. John Casablanca's the biggest one. So I figured if I had a chance there, I had a chance everywhere. And I didn't. And no matter what hotel they went to, I got the same story every time. You're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Williams, but you're not what we're looking for. Well, now I'm almost 46, so I'm probably definitely not what you're looking for now. And I never could catch a break, No big-time people would come through here to offer us roles. In fact, 3 of the biggest movies that came through here, I went to twice. Well, yeah, I went to all 3, actually. And I never got picked. The first one that came through was Toy Soldiers with Lou Gossett Jr. And they were filming that at middle school in Crozet. And so I went there, and the guy's like, okay, you're kind of not really what we're looking for. So that was that. A few years later, they did another one, and it was Major Payne with Damon Wayans. I completely boycotted that movie because the guy made me shave my head. He guaranteed me a spot. Now, this was like way before my 20s. I was like really trying to get in this damn thing. But I knew I wasn't going to get it. I don't know why I even bothered. But I shaved my head and I went in. And when I got there, it's like, I'm sorry, you're too late. We've already given the part to other people. Then I almost got to fighting with one of the actual actors, and I threatened to beat the shit out of him, so that probably didn't work. Another loophole that I probably should have just like walked away, but I'm a fighter. You don't threaten me because you're bigger than me and think you're just going to walk all over me, and because you're a real actor and I'm not, that does not give you the right to walk all over me and think that you're just going to walk away, because I'm one of those guys that you're only going to push me so far and then I'm going to rearrange your face. So then I started to give up on acting until I started making my own films, and then Bruce Almighty came along and I went there. And when I went there, it was the same thing. Mr. Williams. Yeah, kind of not what we're looking for here, buddy. You're not a bad-looking man, but you're not what we're looking for. So a few more auditions kept coming, and all these cattle calls kept coming, and all these auditions would tell me the same damn thing. You're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Williams, but you're not what we're looking for. So the last one I went to, and it was the very last one. I don't even listen for this stuff on the radio anymore. And in fact, I don't know if they ever even continue to come here, because I don't listen on the radio anymore. And if they do, I stopped listening to that radio station. So, Hot 101.9, if you're listening, if there's more auditions, I'm sorry that I've missed them, because I stopped listening to your station because you keep sending me these places and I keep getting the finger. So anyway, I went to the last one at the Omni Hotel. I think I had just turned 34 or 35. I don't remember. But I know I had just went to it. And then they told me the same damn thing. And me and Jay Diz went there together. But this time, I wasn't even trying to participate. And Jay Diz taught me, and he was like, come on, man, just come on in, you know. What's the worst that can happen? Exactly what happened. The worst that could happen. The same thing they tell me every time I've been to these things, every time I've gone by myself, it's always been the same line of shit. And that line of shit is, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Williams. But, and I accentuate that but, you're not what we're looking for. So, I would take my ball and go home. Every time. So when I got to the Omni one, the guy at the Omni Hotel, he said, look here, Mr. Williams. I see you have the fire. I see you have the desire. I know you want to do this. And I don't doubt that you can. The problem is, you're not what we're looking for. I said, well, how do we know what you're looking for? And he told me the one thing that I needed to know. The one thing. Which is why I will never be what they're looking for. They have a list. And I made some videos about this list. Because no one believed me. But trust me, they have a list. And I said to them, like, they have a list of what they're looking for. And they just pretty much pray that whoever's on that list will walk through that fucking door. And then their lives can begin. A couple of times I've gone there twice in one day. With, like, a different hairstyle. You know, one time I had went there with a hair full of hair. And they were like, no, we actually, you're not what we're looking for, but we need somebody who's, like, bald. Worst mistake I ever did. I went and got a haircut. Bald my scalp good. Went back there. Well, you know, did we see you before? I was like, no, that really wasn't me. And I said, yeah, it was me. Because I'm not a good liar. I was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, it was me. It was me. It's like, well, here's the thing. You're still not what we're looking for, even though you're bald. I was irate. But I kept professional because we were at the Sheraton. And I would like not to get arrested for punching someone in the face who just told me 2 hours before that they needed somebody bald. They didn't say what race he had to be. They just said he needed to be bald. And that day, nobody came there bald. Twice. Except me. And I was there twice. Because they had one at like 1 p.m. and the next one was at 4. So that gave me some time. See, when it started at 1, it ended at 2. So if you weren't talked to by 1:15, you were gone. And so they talked to everybody, and the people they didn't get to talk to were done by 1:15. So when they got to me, it's like, yeah, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Williams, but we were kind of looking for somebody bald, and you don't fit the description. You have, like, a ton of curls and stuff. Maybe you can come back another time. And I said, okay. So I went to my cousin, cut it off. Hey, what? cut it off right now. I don't have a lot of time. But they're having another acting thing at 4 o'clock, so I need to be there. And my cousin, our dog, shaved this shit bald. And I got there. And they didn't want someone who was bald like me, but they wanted somebody who was bald of any other ethnicity but mixed. And that day, I learned a very valuable lesson. I should have learned it when I went through this shit with the toy soldiers and the freaking Major Pain. Don't cut off your fucking hair. But I really wanted it, so I cut off my hair. Now that is not an option. I have a hair clause in my contract. The hair can only be dyed. It can't be cut. No cutting. Period. You can dye it any color you want, but you can't cut it. Let that be statement right here, right now. Any color you want, you can dye it. Can't cut it off. No circumstance under whatsoever, you can't cut it off. So anyway, I went home, mad as hell, with a bag of hair in my car. Because I had cut the hair, and after I went home and cleaned off a little bit, took a shower, changed clothes, came back, 4 o'clock, I'm at the door, man. I'm at the door at 3:59, actually. Got a new look, I'm bald, and I'm just thinking, gotcha, bitches. Yeah, that happened. But what really happened was, they were actually saying, got you, bitch. And so, not only did I get fucked twice, didn't even get to have dinner first. So, they didn't want me because I was bald now. It's like, okay, I know better next time. So I hadn't been bald since then until I joined the army. Then I got bald. Which is why when you see my videos, you'll see that I have some shitty fucking haircuts. So anyway, I get told this so many times. And I'm like, I must really be ugly for them to keep telling me that I'm not a bad looking guy, but we're not looking for you. So when I did the Evan Almighty, there was a Native American lady there, and she told me about the Christopher Columbus movie with Colin Farrell and Christian Bale, and had I made it there, it might have changed my life forever, but I didn't have a car. I didn't have a means, I didn't have a car, and I didn't have anybody who could have taken me. So that kind of was fucked up. And if I did have anybody to take me, they never came out of the woodwork when I mentioned it. So I never got to do that, and I never got to meet the girl, meet Christian Bale, meet any of them. So that kind of killed that right there. So as time went on, I was thinking to myself, fuck it, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. And some days I still feel like that. Some days I still feel like I'm never going to make it. Which is why I need to put everything up now so that if I die, I'll make it when I'm dead. So anyway, I got back to doing it. And when I got to the Omni guy, the guy told me, he said, to be honest with you, we don't really look for like mixed people. But we have a list of things. And if you build yourself as a mixed person, they might not ever get you work. And at the time, I've been through so much hell, I had no choice but to believe them. The Rock kind of changed that for a lot of people. Because, everybody gives him a hard time because he's always playing like half Samoan or whatever. Except for when he did the Scorpion King. But, everybody's giving him a hard time. I'm like, dude, leave the man alone. If you're not mixed, you have no idea of the shit that we've gone through to be acknowledged to begin with. So, that being said, we're moving back up to the present day for my journey. Now, I have been at this since the year 2000. Like, really seriously at it since the year 2000. I've made Fallen Dragons, Dragon's Breath, Clean Up, Clone Affair, Path of Ascension, Guardians of the Earth webisodes of 7. So we're going to say I made 6 things in all, even though the Guardians of the Earth webisodes are 7 of them in all. So we're going to just say that I've done 7 projects. I've done one side project that never took off the ground, but I did learn how to do the 619, so thank you for that. But it never got off the ground. And then there are a lot of independent filmmakers here in Charlottesville, but we don't seem to collaborate. It's like no one wants to know each other. No one's trying to know each other. And so the journey has been rough. I've learned camera angles. I've learned how to make fight scenes look better than they have before. So when I started doing Guardians of the Earth, we really worked on camera angles. We really worked on everything. Minus what you see in the other video with the bloopers of backpacks, skateboards, camera stands, and stuff like that in the shot because at the time we were filming, we really wanted to get this done because time was a factor, and a lot of people, again, we had to deal with 2 actors specifically who just would not show up. They only showed up for the first 2 scenes they ever done, which was like the only scenes they ever done, and we had to kill them off. So I had to restructure shit. So we killed them off in the first episode. It wasn't something that I was down with, but we took a vote and I lost. So J Diz, Courtney, and CLS and Rodney voted against me. And Tay, he came in and he was like, I'm undecided, but to be honest, your friends aren't showing up and our time is precious. Which I agree with that. Our time was precious because we made these episodes like within maybe 4 weekends. I can't really remember, but we put in some work. We really put in some work for this shit. And for people who weren't getting paid and who could give me their time, that shit was important to me. And I would go and talk to the actors that wouldn't show up like, dude, what is your problem? If you don't want to do it, say that. Because we can work something out. We can either like make him a coward and run away or whatever. And it's just like, no, I'm going to be there. I said, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I need to film your dream scene. And so I filmed this dream scene, and then once we had the vote, I filmed this dream scene, and then the kid who was supposed to be the hero, who's actually the only white kid that I could get in the film, he didn't want to show up. So we killed both of them off in the first episode. And I was like, I didn't really want to do it, but they didn't give me much of an option because you got like 6 guys that's showing up every damn time we film at 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. So the sooner we can get in, the sooner we can get out. A couple of scheduling conflicts. And then Tay would help me edit the shit, so he would stay behind. So Courtney would stay behind because Courtney was his ride. And sometimes he wasn't. And then if they had to go somewhere, if I had to get a car, my car was kind of jammed up a little bit. But, we were doing the damn thing. And we were working really, really hard. And, when people of color don't get the resources and they work real hard, we improvise. And we were doing our best. And then we had one guy of color and one guy of non-color who just was the monkey wrench in the fucking plan. And they just would not show the fuck up. So I filmed them, and I filmed, the only thing I needed from Stone, a.k.a. Charles, was the dream scene. We didn't tell him that we killed them off until the one last chance that he had to show up when he didn't. And I was like, okay, well, let me go up here and break the bad news to him. And I did. I wanted to say, dude, I got some bad news, and I got some worse news. It's like, well, give it to me straight. I was like, all right. Everybody except for me voted you out. It's like just like the Big Brother show and shit like that. You refuse to show up, even though you live in walking distance from my house. Dustin refuses to show up, even though he lives in walking distance from my house. The guys who live way out in Orange County and way down 29 are getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning and making it to the house by 9 o'clock, and you're right here. And you can't walk 70 feet. And they want you out. And I said, so we killed you off the show. It's like, and what about Dustin? I said, oh, we definitely killed him off the show. He's like, but you didn't shoot the scenes. I said, well, we reviewed some scenes of where you guys got fucked up in the park, and we're going to use those. He's like, and what about the fight scenes? I said, hey, look, man, if you're not there, you're not there. And we can't have people coming all the way down here, and we need you for critical scenes. You're like one of the stars, and you need it for a critical scene, and you don't show up, but everybody else is showing up, and we can't shoot the scene because you're not there. So they pretty much voted you out. So we did some splicing, and we killed you off in the first day. No. Now, initially, I wanted Daikon to burn the body. That was the order for the special effects, was to have a flaming body laying beside my body and then some smoke and cindering ash. And that never happened because my project got stolen. And somebody in Alabama has the whole damn thing just minus the special effects. And that would be great if they send that shit back to 512 Rougemont, Charlottesville, Virginia. Okay. I say that every time I bring this up. So then, we moved on. We finished it. And it was going to be great. It was going to be excellent. Until my friend Bruce Johnson, who should have just straight up told me, look, dude, I can't do it. Then I would have had to find a way. It might have took a year, but I would have found a way to pay somebody to put the special effects in. And I would have done that. Don't know how, but I would have found a way. Then about that time, I lost my girlfriend because I had already lost my job. I lost my job, I lost my girlfriend, and everything just started going down from there. So um, I turned 37, and I decided to go into the Army, and I lost my hip. So it like I said, things have just been going. Everything has gone mostly down. And in 2011, I lost my stepmom, and I lost my surrogate father right after that, because they kind of died back to back. My stepmom, she died I think sometime in either June, July, August, or September. My stepfather definitely died in September. And so I was like, well, damn, back to back. And then it just kept going from bad to worse there. So when I decided to join the Army, it was because I had no hope left. And I truthfully joined the Army to die because there was no reason to live. I didn't have a girlfriend. My film project was stolen and sitting in somebody's house in Alabama. And I really just felt that I didn't have a purpose anymore. When I joined the Army, thank God for Delta Company, because I had a purpose and I wanted to live, and I didn't want to leave the Army, but I could not qualify on my rifle, so that kind of fucked that up. And then I got an honorable discharge and came home and found out that, hey, if I don't get this hip replacement, I'm going to need a new hip, or I'm going to be crippled for life. Oh, there's also the possibility that I'm going to die on the table. So it's like, yeah, perfect! So, doing all that, I was not allowed to do martial arts for the last 4 years. So I had to pick up archery. Since I'm part Native American, I figured that would be great. And I do need to go buy more arrows. And I did okay with that. But it's not the same as doing what I love. And when something you love is taken from you, it is the worst feeling ever. Then all of a sudden, the Marvel boom happened. And everybody and their mama was making Marvel movies. And I was like, okay, cool. So I had to revigor life because I really want to do movies. I really want to do action TV shows or whatever. And with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now being the final season coming up, and I'm never going to get on the show now, so my heart's broken because I really wanted to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's like my favorite show of all time. And then other stuff that was going on. And it's just been one hell of a ride, So as of now, I'm still going to fight this good fight, even though we're 32 minutes into a video that was only supposed to be 15 minutes long. As of now, I have not given up. When CLS gives me my yay so many terabyte hard drive FireWire, because I know you're going to be watching the CLS, I'm going to get everything I've ever made that basically involves Kung Fu Havoc Productions, J Havoc Productions. I'm not going to have any of my Mass Effect stuff out, but I might, but it's not happening right now. I am going to revisit Mass Effect 1, 2, and... excuse me. I'm going to revisit Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 sometime between September and October, and I'm going to record it all. So that's going to do that. But I'm going to do that hopefully before Christmas. And then I'm going to redo Mass Effect, because I do have a Mass Effect group for the Facebook thing. So I'm going to do that. Now, however, I will say that if I am so luckily blessed to do this Walking Dead thing that I volunteered for, then that would be great. But, the future's not graved in stone. I really just want to make at least 1 or 2 really good movies before I die. And I would like to have some recognition for it before I die. Because I don't have children, let that be my legacy unless I get lucky and get married. That's not going to happen. Because I'm not really sure if I'm capable of loving anybody anymore. But that's a whole nother ballgame. That's not here or there. But I will say this. My love for martial arts has never left me. My passion, my joy, my thrills, my everything has been Kung Fu. It's been the one thing that has never let me down until my hip decided that, yeah, that's not happening. So, as I close out, I want you guys to understand that this journey, this legacy that nobody's watching my videos on YouTube or anything like that. And I'm okay with that because you can't really make people watch you. And that's fine, And like I said, everybody and their mama knows Kung Fu now. So it's not like you can't get on here and see somebody's granny whipping a cane around and beat people's ass and stuff, So it's highly possible that my career may never take off. So I'm also banking that if I finish these graphic novels, that somewhere along the line I'm going to have something left behind before I go. And in closing, Love 13 is done and ready and handwritten, and all I need is a publisher. It's on a hard drive now, and it's on 2 hard drives actually. In American Code Reach, I just got to the midway point of chapter 3, and if I have 5 chapters and only 5 chapters, I will not do like I did with Love 13, because I hand wrote over 1,000 pages. I was going through some shit. I'm still going through some shit. I have bouts with depression all the time. And you have to have an outlet and escape. And making movies and writing things was mine. And Kung Fu is my life. And I would love to be able to do that for the rest of my life. Because my initial goal when I started this journey was to make Kung Fu movies so I can teach Kung Fu for free. That's it. And if the fame and fortune comes with it, that would be great. More the fame than the fortune, because making movies make me happy. So I can tell you like this before I end this. If I am successful, if I turn it all around and I become an overnight sensation, or if I explode and become successful, my main goal is to not get an Oscar or an Emmy or any of those rewards. The money is fine. That would be great. I want enough money so that I can live off of for the rest of my life. I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life, but I also want to be able to teach people martial arts for free. And no, you can't always learn martial arts over the internet. Feel free to try, but I'm not sure how that would actually work. But I have a system that I want to implicate if I ever get my own school. And first thing I will say, brick breaking, belts, and board breaking are more than likely out. I will probably have to have fucking belts because of, like, you're going to need to know your rank or whatever. But I prefer none of that, because as a martial artist, a true martial artist will tell you this belt is only meant to hold up my pants. But for all medicinal purposes, for like the systems, the American way, is that we have belts to show structure and rank and things like that. And I want to get rid of all that. I want to be kind of like a Bruce Lee school, but not. Because I'm going to have a whole different policy of teaching. The first thing I'm going to find out is, what's your range of motion? Because not everyone can do high kicks. Not everyone can do low kicks. Some people can only do kicks. Some people can only do punches. And I need to be able to teach you what your body allows you to do. And a lot of teachers don't do that. They don't invest in you like that. They don't want to invest in you like that because they want to invest in your wallets. So that being said, I'm James Williams Jr. I want to thank you all for joining me on this incredible journey that I've had. And it's been fun. Be seeing you. The party's not over yet. And if someone helps me get a job at Marvel or DC making movies, that would be great. Thank you guys. That wasn't a joke. That was like literally, if you can help me get a job making movies like that, I would be grateful eternally.